American streamer Speed visited 20 countries in Africa while streaming live. Now, this has generated a lot of conversation, a lot of perspective on how African is being seen in the Western is changing or has changed. Speed has a very large following and was able to do this so easily, but there are also millions of foreigners and expats living in Africa, living in Ghana, that have stories to share, beautiful stories to share about Africa and Ghana. And this is what Afri-Xperience Podcast stands for. My name is Great Jesse, and welcome to another exciting episode of Afri-Xperience. Welcome back. You're still watching Afri-Xperience Podcast right here on NG Studios 2025. Guys, there's one young man I saw on TikTok. I was just scrolling through TikTok and then I saw this gentleman who is white, of course, visited Ghana and shared a very positive, very good stuff about visiting the northern part of Ghana. And I sent him a DM that, I want to have you on the show because this is what we do on Afri-Xperience. Immediately he said, yes, I'm going to come on. And he's here today in the studios. He's in the person of Sito, right?
That's right.
From Sito. Okay.
Yeah.
Sito from
Myanmar.
Myanmar. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
I know you've heard Akwaba so many times.
Yes,
but
I
then
have.
I want to teach you something new. It's called Wezo.
Wezo.
Yeah, Wezo.
Wezo.
So when I say Wezo, you say Akpe.
Akbek.
Akpe.
Akbek.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Akpe.
Akbek.
Akpe.
Abek. Pe. Pe.
Yeah. So
Akpe.
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 So when I say Wezo,
Alright.
it's like welcome and you say thank you. That's from the Volta region.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Akpe.
Akpe.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, let's just start from the basics. Your name.
Yeah, sure.
Growing up in Myanmar, what was it like?
So my name is Sito, and I was born and raised in Myanmar. It's a country that's formerly called Burma.
Right.
So my country is actually in Southeast Asia. It's really far from here. It was around 11,000 kilometers away, Myanmar.
Yeah.
And I actually grew up in the biggest city in the country called Yangon.
Okay.
And my city is the biggest in the country, the busiest. It's the commercial center of the country. It's not the capital city anymore, but it's still the place where many people come down to do business. So it's a very busy place.
Okay.
And I did my schooling in Yangon as well. I did my primary to high school in Yangon.
Right.
So for high school, I did IGCSEs and A-levels. And after that, I had the opportunity to apply to different universities abroad. And while I was exploring my options, a university, a very unconventional university came up to my attention. It's called Tatter College of Business, which is the university that I'm attending right now. So this university takes the students to a new country every semester.
Yeah.
So one semester is 4 months. So in every semester, we move to a new country. And in that country, we have to build a small business, a startup. And the business that we do in that country actually translates into our grades as well.
Wow.
So our grades really depend on how successful the businesses that we are running are. So this is my 4th semester and I'm here in Ghana right now. I'll be here until the end of April.
Okay.
But before Ghana, I actually started in UAE. Specifically in Dubai. I was doing an e-commerce business with my team back in Dubai. And then I moved to India. I was in Delhi and we were building a D2C brand. So D2C is a direct-to-consumer brand where we sell directly to consumers. My team was doing a clothing brand, which is still running right now as well. And then after India, we moved to Singapore, where we did crowdfunding on Kickstarter. And after Singapore, we came down here to Ghana. And in Ghana, I'll be doing a social venture initiative with my team.
Okay.
We're a team of 7 people here. And we have decided to do something in soft skills training because we've been interacting with different students, high school students, principals, school administrators. And one thing that we've noticed is that in Ghana, actually everywhere, in many places, a lot of students, even high school students, don't have access to soft skill training programs. And we believe that soft skills are really important to become, community leaders, to become change makers, to become people that can freely express their opinions respectfully. And also, soft skills are really important in the dynamic working environment in the 21st century.
Right.
So we believe that that is something that would bring in a lot of benefits for the students. So we'll be conducting these soft skill training programs across public schools in Ghana. And I've been to some schools in Accra, and I went to the northern region, specifically to the city of Salaga. I went to the oldest school in the entire northern region, which was a really great experience for me as well.
Right.
So yeah, I'll be here until end of April conducting this program.
Okay. Is there any reason why the university actually sends you out to different countries to go do these things?
Yeah, definitely. Because every country that we have been to, they do business very differently. You know, people are different. They speak different languages, different cultures. The way of working is also really different. And like, for example, we were in India, we were in Singapore. They're two very different places. So they wanted us to see each continent. We'll actually be covering most continents except Australia and Antarctica, of course. Okay. So we'll be in every continent. We'll be seeing how business is done in different places. So they want us to get exposed to all these different types of, countries.
Interesting. Now let's stay in Myanmar for some time.
Yeah.
If I'm a tourist and I want to go to Myanmar to have vacation or have a good time over there, what are some of the things you tell me that is going to trigger me to go get that visa and go?
There are a lot of places that you can go to. We've got a wide variety of landscapes. Like in the northern region, we have snow-covered mountains, which a lot of people are surprised when I tell them I have snow mountains in my country, because it's a country in Southeast Asia. And I believe we're the only country in Southeast Asia that have snow-covered mountains. So up north, we have really beautiful mountains. And if you come down south, we have really beautiful beaches as well. Okay. And in the central region, we've got mountains, and we've got a very ancient city called Bagan. And there are thousands of temples that age back to thousands of years ago. And they're still there. It's a really beautiful and majestic landscape. If you go over there, you can go up on a hot air balloon and see those thousands of temples below you. Wow. So you've got a lot of things you can do. Just reach out to me when you're there.
Do you have like Christians also in Myanmar?
Yep, we've got different religions over there. Majority is Buddhist. We've got Christians, we've got Muslims, we've got Hindus, and other religions as well.
Interesting. Yep. Interesting. We're going to stay on the topic of Africa. It's his first time coming to Africa. When you heard the news that you were coming to Africa, what was the thought process? What were you thinking about?
All right, so this is actually going to be an interesting conversation because I knew that I was going to be going to Africa since the time that I applied to university, the university, and that I got in. So I've known that I'm going to be coming to Africa like a year ago, and I was already ready because I always keep myself open-minded to see new places, new continents, and meet new people and engage in cultures that I have not yet been exposed to. But as you might also be aware, there are a lot of different things that people say about Africa on social media, or even on mainstream media. But I always keep myself open-minded, and I'm sure that it's going to be a totally different experience, because when I landed in India and when I was exploring India, it was completely different from the narratives that I usually hear from on social media and these videos that you see, because they only show you one side of India, but the other side is completely missing, the beautiful side of India. So I was sure that Africa was going to be like that. I was sure Ghana was going to be like that. So when I landed in Ghana, the first thing that I did was I went out on the streets. I just started walking around on my first day. I dropped my bags at the university, and then I just started walking around on like different streets. I went to the local markets, and I tried fufu for the first time on my first day, because I wanted to get the local experience as fast as possible. I've been waiting for a year to come here. So I had to hurry. And like I said, it was totally different, what I usually see on social media, and what's actually happening here. It's an amazing place, Ghana.
Yeah. What's one thing that caught your attention after coming out of the airport? Was there any specific thing that caught your attention?
So as soon as I landed in the airport, so before coming to Ghana, you say, people say different things about the
What
transportation.
are some of the
here.
things you heard about Ghana before even coming?
Okay, a lot of things from a lot of people that have never been to Africa or even had contact with any Africans. They say Africa has like very bad airports. They don't have cars. You hear different things. I don't want to mention all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, of course, they're all wrong. So. The first thing I noticed when I landed in Ghana at the airport is that it's a good airport, even in international standards. But of course, I'll have to be honest, it's not as modernized as other airports.
Right.
But still, it's a very
it's a decent one.
It's a decent one.
Right.
It's very convenient for tourists as well, and even for the visa on arrival, it was really easy, pretty fast. Like I came with 100 other students like me. So we just spent around 2 hours for the visa on arrival for all 100 students.
Wow.
So I would say that's a fast process. I've had longer waiting times getting visa. So yes, Ghana airport is definitely a decent one. But one thing that I noticed as soon as I step out of the airport, man, it's too hot here. It's definitely too hot here.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I'm not used to because I come from a country which is also very humid near the equator. Myanmar is a country near the equator. But I would say Ghana is more dry and it's more hot here. But I'm getting used to the weather here.
It's because you actually came this season. Around this time is like usually hot. It's Hamatan and the whole place is dry. But when you come during the rainy season, it's a bit chilled,
So are you saying I came at the wrong time?
Oh, you didn't come at the wrong time. No. It's still a good time. It's still a good time to experience Ghana. Now let's talk about the hospitality.
Yep.
How are you able to relate with the locals over here?
Okay, so the hospitality has been top notch. So I've been to different cities. I've been to different places in Accra as well. I went to the central region, to Winneba. And I went to the northern region very recently.
Right.
I went to Tamale and a city near Tamale called Salaga as well.
Okay.
And the hospitality has been just awesome. Like all the places that I've been to, I got an invitation from locals there. So I think I should start with the first city that I went to here in Ghana, apart from Accra. I went to a city called Winneba, which is in the central region.
Right.
I got an invitation from a community here to attend a very big convention that happens annually. It's called the Jalsa Salana Ghana, which is held by the Ahmadiyya Muslim community here. So it's an interreligious event with attendees from across Africa, from across Ghana as well. There were 35,000 to 40,000 people present.
Wow.
The vice president herself was also there. So that was my first interaction with people from all across Ghana. People from Upper West, the northern region, central, Volta region. I met everyone there. And they were all like super chill, very welcoming to get to know me. And also to hear that I'm from Myanmar, because majority of people that I've interacted with, they don't know where Myanmar is. They're like, Myanmar,
course.
like, where is it? Is it from
I'll tell you something.
Europe?
When you said we are from Myanmar during our text, I was like, okay, where's this
Where
place?
is it?
And I had to go on the internet to search about this place. It's a very beautiful place, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So I get that a lot. Not a lot of people know where Myanmar is. So yeah, that was my first interaction with Ghanaians from different regions. And I also got invitations from the people that I met there to come to their homes and their regions. So I met a very, very nice gentleman called Mr. Firdaus. He's from the northern region. He was born and raised in Tamale, but I believe he lives in Yendi now, still in the northern region.
Okay.
So he invited me to his house to come see the northern region. He offered to show me around, and I accepted the offer. One of the best decisions I've made so far.
Wow.
And he was really kind. He took me to his friends. He arranged accommodation for me in his friend's house, in his own house. And then since I was doing a soft skills training program with different public schools, he arranged for a visit to Salaga, where the oldest school in the northern region is. So that school has 1,700 students. It's a massive school with like students from all across Ghana. It's a boarding school, also a day school as well. So they got students that lives there in the city, Salaga. And I had the chance to interact with the students, hear their experiences, hear from them, their aspirations, their ambitions. And the headmaster himself was also really kind. He offered a place to stay in his own house.
Wow.
So I was offered a place in his own home. He offered me food. So I had a wonderful experience in the northern region.
Great. Now let's stay on the school aspect for a bit. What are some of the things you think needs improvement in the education sector with the few schools you've been to in Ghana?
Before I talk about the improvements that I see, I want to also mention something that I found really amazing here. I actually found out about that after I made that video on TikTok about Ghana.
Right.
I was talking about why Ghanaians, how Ghanaians are so hospitable, and I just can't, understand why they're this hospitable. And one comment made me do a little more research on something called RME, which all of you study.
Oh yeah.
Religious and moral education. I think it's totally amazing, because I've not seen a lot of countries and a lot of schools outside of like Ghana and Africa that teaches a subject called religious and moral education. And I also got to understand that you all have to pass this before you move on with secondary
it's
school.
One of the core
so
subjects.
It's one of the core subjects. So that's something really amazing, and I think that other countries should learn from that, because being able to welcome others, being able to tolerate and being able to live harmoniously with different religions, different people from like different places, it's something that's really important, and Ghanaians are just amazing at that. So I was surprised to know about RME. But one improvement that I see would be in terms of soft skills. I noticed that a lot of students, even high school students that are almost going into university, they're not willing to speak up. They're not willing to express their opinions. They're not willing to challenge conventional ideas, present their opinions respectfully, of course, which is something that I believe is really important, because to become change makers, community leaders, to become people that, can bring positive changes to your society, you need to be able to speak up. You need to be able to lead people. You need to be able to collaborate with people from different places and different backgrounds. So I believe that soft skills programs here in Ghana would be really useful and beneficial for the students here.
One of the things growing up that I've studied is, especially when I started having conversations or interactions with foreigners, is, they try to ask questions. Every single thing you say, they ask why. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? And it's a culture that is not very, common over here. It's not very common over here. I get that. You've stayed in homes of Ghanaians.
Yep.
Was there any, differences that you experienced here compared to back home, staying or living in the houses of the locals over here?
So I can definitely think of similarities instantly, comparing it back to my home.
Right.
Because my family is also very family-oriented. I come from an extended family where I have a close relationship with all my extended family members, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, grandparents. So here in Ghana, at least the places that I've been to and the homes that I've been offered to stay in, they're also really family oriented. They're really close with their uncles, extended family members. Whenever they have dinner, they would have it with there would be like around 10 to 15 people at the dinner table. It's really sweet to see people very close with their family members.
All right. I'm going to go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about some of the challenges you face in Ghana over here. And also there's a special, jollof made for you.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Doctors in Ghana say there's a need for more community education and awareness campaigns about breast cancer. The number of cases is on the rise among women and men. The International Agency for Research on Cancer estimates that over...
The current cumulative breast cancer incidence indicates that 7.8 million women are diagnosed with breast cancer and still increasing. 685,000 deaths globally. Breast cancer mortality changed from 1930 to 1970, and that is why Pink for Africa organizes breast cancer awareness every October.
Again, our journey continues. We have been in Accra since the beginning of October, and because of your donations, we are working hard, we're grinding.
Pink for Africa is a breast cancer foundation providing breast cancer awareness, educating and also financially supporting women of African descent. This October, Pink for Africa comes your way again with more insight on breast cancer awareness. It came, we fought, I won, cancer survivor. campaign for Africa, strength in women.
All right, guys, welcome back. You're still watching Afri-Xperience Podcast right here on NG Studios 2025. And I'm having an interesting conversation with Sito.
Sito.
Yep. From Myanmar. I got the name right this time around.
You definitely did.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the challenges or some of the differences you've encountered coming to Africa.
All right, so I wouldn't really say challenges, but let's just phrase it as things that I was not really expecting.
Okay.
So one of the things that I would like to mention is the transportation here. As you might also be aware, the roads are not the best at the condition. So one thing that I find a little bit difficult for me right now is to get to different places. Even within Accra, it takes like hours. So I have to like set aside a few hours if I want to go just somewhere, even within Accra. And I was also going outside of Accra as well. But some of the highways, they are really good, the condition of the road. But at the same time, when I was going to Tamale from Accra, I was told that the bus ride would be just 12 to 13 hours long. Somehow it ended up being more than 15 hours long.
Okay.
So, but I was expecting that there should be a few variances in the time. But transportation is something that I am still getting used to. You know, the traffic here is also really bad sometimes, especially during rush hours in the morning, like 9 a.m. or like 5 p.m. So I've made a rule. I'm not going anywhere between 5 to 6 p.m. Like if you wanna invite me somewhere, just invite me like late in the evening or early in the morning.
Right. But isn't it the same case in Myanmar also? Don't you experience traffic?
It is the same situation, but at the same time, it's not that bad, I would say. You know, sometimes just to travel a few kilometers, it can take hours here. In Myanmar, there's traffic. Every major city has traffic, but Yangon is not that bad yet.
What's the common means of transportation? Is it train or?
So in Yangon, which is my city, the biggest city in the country, we have an efficient public bus service. Compared to Ghana, I think Ghana you have something called Trotro, right? The vans. I think that's the public transport that most people use. But in my city, we have public buses that goes around the city. Most people rely on that. But apart from that, we use cars as well. Just like in Ghana.
Interesting. Let's talk about the standard of living. You know, you've been to Dubai, Singapore, India, Myanmar, your home. Coming to Ghana.
So I was already expecting the standard of living of Ghana to be not as high as Dubai or like the UAE, like the UAE, of course. One thing that I realize here is that the cost of living here is really high. I was not expecting the cost of living to be this high. I didn't do much research also about the cost of living or inflation here. And I'm also realizing that a lot of people here are struggling to meet their daily needs because of the cost of living here. But also at the same time, there's also a segment of people that are doing really well here, that have really good businesses, that are very successful here. So I'm seeing both sides here. You know, people that can afford these prices, people that are running successful businesses, have really good jobs, but also at the same time, there are people that are trying to survive daily.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. If you go back home to Myanmar or any other country, and what would be some of the things you tell people planning to visit Africa?
Sure. The first thing that I will tell them is to not trust everything that they see on social media, especially the negative ones, because it's totally false if you actually come here and experience it for yourself. And the second thing that I would say is to have a very open mind when you're coming here. It's of course going to be a very new experience for you if you're from Asia, from Europe, from anywhere outside of Africa. It's a new continent, you're meeting new people, new cultures, so be very open-minded. And the third thing is just be very respectful. Because here Ghanaians are super friendly, they're super chill. But at the same time, I'm worried that some people might take advantage of the hospitality, of the kindness. But I would like to ask people not to do that, because they're the sweetest people here. So if you want to get the same respect, so I just would like to say that just show them the same respect that they're showing to you.
Exactly. Interesting. Now, if you are given the permit to live in Ghana, for
Permit
the
to live-
rest of your life.
Wow.
Given a citizenship, you can only go back home to visit your family, and then you come back over here. Would you accept that?
Okay. A permit to live here for a lifetime. Okay. I'll actually need to add one more condition. If you give me infinite supply of jollof rice, then I'll surely stay here. I'll need
That's
jollof.
interesting. Wow. I wish you could try the Nigerian jollof, because there's a conversation between
Wow.
Nigerian and Ghanaian jollof.
Really?
Which is the best?
Okay. Nigeria has jollof.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You say that again.
I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't know Nigeria has jollof, so I can't tell you which is better.
Right. I understand.
Okay.
Okay. So this segment also is powered by Donabite Food. They cover events. When you're having a wedding, a funeral, any kind of event, birthday, you just need to call them, and then they're going to prepare something delicious for you. And so I'm going to give you something from Donabite Foods to try.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a jollof.
Jollof.
Yeah. Your favorite jollof.
My favorite.
Yeah, your favorite jollof. So this is from Donabite Foods, delicious jollof, and he's gonna try 8. You've had other jollofs, but I'm sure this is still gonna be the best you've had.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll take a bite and I'll let you know.
Uh-huh.
All right. Bismillah. This is amazing. I've been having jollof everywhere.
Yeah.
On the like the street food places,
Right.
even in restaurants. I love every type of jollof.
Uh-huh.
This jollof has like a lot of flavors, very flavorful. I like the spices.
That's it. That's Donabite Foods for you. Will you be visiting any other African country?
I am thinking about visiting other African countries, especially the neighboring countries to Ghana. I'm thinking of Togo and Ivory Coast as well. But before that, I would like to finish exploring every other region in Ghana.
In Ghana.
Still have a lot of places to go.
All right.
Gonna start again with Kumasi, then
Okay.
to the Upper West region as well, Volta region too. I heard
Alright.
that's where you're from.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
So yeah, I'm gonna explore Ghana first,
Right.
and then we'll see.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Afri-Xperience Podcast. My name is Great Jesse, and please stick around. We have a lot of interesting stories to share. A lot of guests are going to come on the show to tell you something different about Africa, something you've never heard before, that is going to change the narrative that the media keeps showing out there. My name is Great, and thank you so much for watching this episode with Sito from Myanmar.